to, and we got some headlines. So
let's go. You know what? We should have done
ado,
prop bets with DeQuell, too.
I was thinking about
We should have ripped off some prop bets with DeQuell, too.
We had talked to him in 3 weeks, and I think we did a pretty good job getting all the
pertinent information.
No, we did. Yeah, we hit all the bases I wanted to hit with him, for sure.
So here's what we're going to do prop bets, because we're still working on how to make the graphics. I'm going to give you guys the prop bet. I'm going to tell you guys how all 7 of us bet. We did get answers from all 7 of us, including 2 who aren't on. Jason and Tyvis sent in their results as well.
Let's go, Mikey.
And then
Let's get it rolling.
Talk about them for a second. So let's take the first one here. Over under 41.5 total points in the game. The over, Polk and Jay, G, Brad, Tyvis, Bo, and Jason all took the under. Explain yourself.
Okay, so I was under. I was early in the week. I was 21-17.
Yeah.
As the week has gone on, and I've listened to more from Carolina, we already know what we're hearing here. So I've listened. I think it's going to be the storyline of the game is going to be the rookie left tackle against Myles Garrett. He's going to be over his skis from jump, and it's going to be a real problem. There are those in Carolina that cover the team that tell me that the team is outwardly confident that he's going to handle it, but they're quietly very concerned about what's going on.
Yeah.
And they should be. I mean, he's going up
so
against.
why does that make you go to the over then?
Because I think the Browns are going to. I could be wrong. I think they're going to run the hell out of this football, and you'll see that when I give my headline at the end of prop bets. I think they're going to run the football a lot, and I think they're going to be successful doing so. I came to an epiphany Thursday night, or Wednesday night, 2 nights ago. We've talked about this a million times. You brought it up earlier. DeQuell talked about it. When are we going to see I believe that Kevin Stefanski in the offseason, after looking at all the tape, and he's going to say after the game, I didn't do this because the fans have been screaming about it. I did this because I've watched everything over again, and I've realized I wasn't using these guys properly. I believe that the way he's going to use Chubb and Hunt is going to be much closer to the way we want him to use them. And again, not because that's what we want. I think he's smart enough. He's looked at the tape just like we watch the games in real time.
Why wasn't he smart enough last year to see that?
I think there was some stubbornness going on last year. Okay. I do. I think, and also when you change what you're doing inside a season, it makes it look like you're caving to outside pressure. If you decide to make that pivot after an offseason, I think you can easily claim the fact that I looked at it and I wasn't using these guys right.
We now have some different personnel too that it matches up better with.
Absolutely. He's got other things to say as to why he made the decision.
I think the game's going to be under because there is going to be a lot of running in this game. There's not going to be a lot of passing by either team, which means the clock moves.
Sure.
Neither team has a great offense, even though they both have good running games. So I think we'll see a lot of settling for field goals, and so ultimately I expect
Why do you have it
definitely
over, Mike?
under.
Mike was the only other one that had it over.
Mike had the other over. Yes.
I don't think it's going to be much over, but I think both these teams are capable of scoring more than 20 points, and I also think that the final score is going to be 24-20 Panthers.
What?
I know.
24 what?
That's what I think it's going to be.
You're going to the game, right?
Yeah.
When do you leave?
Saturday right after we do the Velasano bike ride.
The bike ride
We're
Saturday.
gonna ride our bikes right onto a plane, head down to Carolina, and just start cocktailing. So look out.
By the way,
look out, Carolina. Here he comes.
He's not the only person that has the Brown. There's a couple of people. Dustin Fox has the Brown losing in this game. There's a lot of people, local people, who think the Browns are going to lose.
You shouldn't pick the Browns just because you're a Browns fan.
I never do. If I think the Browns are going to lose, I say they're going to lose. I just don't. This particular matchup, I don't think they're going to lose.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah,
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sold on the Cleveland Browns defense. I just really feel like that's why I got them under, right?
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to hold everybody.
I think the Browns. I think Monday the story.
I think they're going to meet the moment.
I think Monday the story is going to be the Browns' offense. I know everybody's talking about the defense, but I do think Monday we're all going to be saying, okay, this is what we've been waiting for.
Would that not be amazing? That'd be great.
That's what I'm hoping.
What's number 2 here, Mike?
Number 2.
So between the 7 of us, we have never agreed on anything in the history of America.
It's
and
true.
The next 2 prop bets, we're all unanimous.
That's impossible.
I swear to you, unanimous. So we're going to do both of these. We'll hit on them real quick. We're going to knock out 2 in a row. The first one, let's take it here, Mike. Over 15.5 carries for Nick Chubb. Everyone said over. Let's cut right to the next one, which is over 33.5 receiving yards for Njoku. 14-0, we're taking the overs. No one said the under, so we'll make these quick. But anyone want to explain why they took either pick?
I mean, they seem pretty obvious. You never know.
I thought they were low numbers.
Yeah.
I thought 15.5 rushing attempts for Nick If he doesn't have 16 rushing attempts,
Then it's a
We're in trouble.
It's a crime.
Yeah,
yeah,
will.
we're in trouble.
It's a crime.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless-
it'd be a
Unless he's
big
injured.
surprise.
Unless Kareem Hunt got 18 carries or something
listen,
for some reason,
I-
18 and 17.
Or if there's a game, if the game's a blowout, if
Yeah.
the Browns
You
are
better
winning
run
big
the
or
ball
whatever.
on Sunday, and then for the Njoku, you saw what kind of passes Brissett was throwing. He's throwing short ones. I mean,
That's
I
all
definitely-
he's going to need 5 receptions to get over 33.
he's gonna get you.
I
He's gonna
definitely
get
think
you.
the
So
Chubb is the
33
more
yards.
certain of the two. If I had to pick which is the more certain.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did struggle with the Njoku a little bit, but
He's
again,
had plenty of nothing
Because
games.
he's not very good.
I think
33
well
yards.
because he hasn't been very good.
Right.
But I also think that there's a lot of this going on. When an organization writes the kind of check that they wrote for Njoku,
They
and
gotta
I don't
prove
just
something.
mean the size of it, I mean the why behind it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fans were saying this guy has not played up to a $14 million a year level.
Right.
What the hell are you doing? There's that natural human instinct to prove to everybody that they're wrong and you were right.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's
and
not-
they're going to force feed Njoku if it's the last thing they
Even
do.
if it's to the detriment of the offense.
Even if it's
as a
to the
whole.
detriment of the offense.
That's comforting. Very
Maybe he
comforting.
might just be open.
You're right.
Maybe he just might
Yeah.
be open and they throw it.
That's the hope.
So I think
That's the hope.
I think there's some up here. Let me. I got to battle back on that. Hold on. Your value is determined by how much money they pay you, right? Because there's plenty of us in other industries that get a lot of money. They ain't worth a damn.
Yeah,
they
my
ain't
boy.
worth a damn, right? So, but he has an upside here, and I think that now that the coast is clear, that he's going to be able to shine a little bit more this year. I think there's some potential here, right? So I think when you say 33 yards, that ain't nothing.
He should get 33
It-
yards.
it isn't.
Well,
it
he's
isn't.
had plenty of games where he hasn't had 33
Well,
yards.
because-
Which is
Well,
true,
yeah.
but if he doesn't and he continually is under that 50 receiving yard,
That's
they're
a
not
problem.
paying him to be
No.
a 33
Look,
yards a
no,
game.
you
You had a
tight end.
guy under center who would rather look for Higgins than look for Beckham.
Right.
Right? You had a guy under center who would
That
rather
is
look for
fact.
Higgins than look for Beckham. All right?
He was
so
comfortable with
maybe
that.
that's why Njoku didn't have any
So
yards.
you're going for
We shall
100.
see.
You're going for 100 for Njoku.
I ain't going
And
for
there's
100.
also no
That's
Austin,
getting
crazy
also
here.
no Austin
63.
Hooper to share drop passes with.
That's
Or to trip over the grass grass.
Yes. So that's
Right,
nice.
go ahead.
Higgins.
Number 4,
Beckham.
and this was a 3-4 split, our first true down the middle split. Let's take it. Over under 13.5 total touches for Kareem
I
Hunt.
struggled mightily on this one.
G, Brad, and Jason said over. Polk, Tyvis, Bull, and Jay all said under.
Now trust me, I was all the way up underneath the covers on this
under
one.
on this
I
one?
was under because we know what it should be. I don't know if he has the heart to do it. I don't know Stefanski. I don't know.
Baby Einstein?
Yeah, and the reason he does this is because I believe, and it's kind of smart the way he does his offense. He wants his offense to be. No, I'm not dependent on any one factor.
That's true.
If I could come into each game, I could have a different quarterback, a different running back, and a different tight end.
Like
and
Bill
wouldn't-
Belichick.
And it wouldn't matter. This is just what we do.
Who was that? Alberto? Little Alberto? Little
I
Alberto
actually screwed up.
Einstein?
It's not a- it's not a bad nickname.
I
Yeah,
should have said over
I had to
on
think
that
about that too. I was like,
You did said under, though. I just
I said I did say under. It was my screw up, not yours. I meant to say over because I do.
So
think
what
he
is
can
his
get more.
official?
some
What
of
are we
this
going to
stuff is just
officially put him down at? Because there's no fence riding on over
You could keep me on
We'll
under
keep
if
him
you
on
want,
the
but I
under.
do think it's going to be over.
I'm fine if he wants to change.
I feel like
and-
we should all vote on this and
Yes.
take up some more time.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving.
You can change him. Change him.
Change me to over.
Yeah,
We'll
change him.
change him to over. Okay, let's get to the
Well,
next
hold on,
one.
before you get to the next one, just real quick. I hope we don't have to go through a season of him not using the obvious things that are with us.
What's your
right?
new nickname for him?
Little Alberto?
Yeah,
Or
that's
little-
what-
or Baby,
or Baby Einstein.
Baby Einstein. Hey, because here's the thing, he has had a problem here getting playmakers open. We got to find him the way to get the football. OBJ, we got to find him the way to get the football. I'm like, bro, come on, man. It's cut, copy, and paste the 4 o'clock game. You'll get a lot of people open.
Yeah.
I don't think
every
they
other
use
game.
him for no reason though, and if for some reason they do get a lead, I think they'll go Chubb early. And if somebody has a lead, I don't think you're just throwing to him in the fourth quarter and risking his injury. So I think that's kind of why I think it'll be under. I'm hope
Yeah.
if
I
something
struggled
happens,
with that one. I wanted to go
I
over.
think they
my
won't.
heart. My hope is it's way over.
Yeah.
but-
We hope he gains.
I hope they don't need him and he's not out there in the fourth quarter.
Number 6.
Oh, this was a good one.
Or number 5.
I bet
excuse
we're
me.
all in agreement on this one.
We went one forward ahead. Hold on one sec. We got to get the right graphic
Oh
up.
boy.
It is 49. I messed up 49. Yep. All right, well, now we got it. Let's take it full. Over under 1.5 sacks for Myles Garrett. It was not unanimous.
Wow.
Oh.
G, Brad, Bull, and Jay say yes.
Over.
Polk, and Tyvis say no.
Tyvis said no.
I'll defend us. I can't speak for him. I don't know. I don't know what his reasoning is. I don't know. Maybe he's salty at Miles too. But for me, I told you guys when I look at these games, I follow storylines, and that's why, despite what the numbers say, despite what the rosters say, I've just been a Cleveland fan for a long time, and my perception is often based on how I think things would go based on the history that we've had.
You're expecting it to go wrong.
I'm expecting it to go wrong. I think Myles Garrett, is going to have an amazing season that it'll probably start in game 2, just based on storylines and how they go, especially in opening games with the Browns, especially when you're playing against Baker Mayfield. All these things are adding up to me to being just a really brutal, close loss down there where Myles Garrett, for whatever reason, doesn't show up.
You're expecting the Cleveland worst.
I am expecting Cleveland worse.
Can you get over that mentality if they win this game?
Yes, here's the thing.
Why in this town do we think like that?
Because
based on history,
the worst
talked
has
about
usually
this a lot.
happened.
Yes,
That's why.
Totally, I admit it's psychological. I think it gets in the players' heads too, and I do. I think
Very defeatist attitude.
Yes.
I do, and so but I think I'm always willing to change my thought process, but something has to prove me right first.
All right.
Yeah,
That's all.
And that honestly, Bull always complains about the Browns' fan mentality as a loser mentality.
Yeah.
And I'll defend us as a group. It's not fair because there are probably many amongst the Browns fan base that will say I'm completely wrong. But I am with you. I've watched the wrong thing happen for 57 years. And, I don't need to list all the tragedies that we name. Right. I don't need to do that. We all know what they are.
Yeah.
And particularly in big games,
right,
the worst happens. Now,
having that attitude, Jay, doesn't do you any good.
No, but listen, having that attitude
I know
will not
about
impact
losing
what
teams.
happens, though.
My teams had never won a championship until 2016, but I always had optimism when my team was in the playoffs.
And who did your team beat to win that championship?
Yes, ours.
And
Cleveland.
But the Cavs won a
who's your
championship.
football team?
Yes, they did.
The Cavs won a championship.
Our in-state rival.
Right.
So you've tasted it. Your team went to the Super Bowl several times. Yeah, they lost, but
they were
also,
awful.
Understand this: when you speak about it with such venom, you make it sound like we have something to do with the outcome of the game.
I don't speak about it with venom at all.
No,
you
do.
misunderstand.
You say
No, I don't.
That's a defeatist attitude.
It is. I speak of it as I'm trying to pump people up to not have that mentality. There is zero venom.
One thing will take.
I'm going down there and cheering for him.
Let me make it
Yes.
clear.
I'm going down there and cheering
One
for
thing
them.
will wash that
Let me make it
attitude
clear:
off.
is no venom.
Winning.
That's an inappropriate description.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me then.
Yes.
What I perceive to be venom from you, because you
it's
have yelled at the fan base
and
before.
I'm trying to get people encouraged to stop going in with
I'm not
going to
go down and sulk. I'm going to cheer my ass. I'm going to
Yeah,
cheer
you
my ass
will.
up.
But when you walk away, if you walk away with a loss, you'll be like, here we go again.
But I will say, I'll say this, right? To Bull, I understand where Bull's coming from, and I understand where Mike's coming from. Because in this town, we always feel like the worst thing is about to happen. It's a sunny day, but we're walking around with an umbrella because it's going to rain.
Because it's rained before.
It's going to rain out here, right? I would just remember this when the Cavaliers won the championship. They were down 3-1.
And it felt like it was going to happen again.
Were they?
So, yeah, they were down 3-1. And you're sitting here, and you know how they had the T-shirt vendors outside the queue at the time, right?
Yeah.
And they were selling T-shirts for $25, $30, right?
Sure.
So when they were down 3-1, when I pulled in to do the broadcast, the T-shirt guy was selling for $5. This
Trying to
before the
unload.
game.
Pragmatism.
This before the
Well,
game.
that's a smart business
And I was
decision.
like, wait a minute.
That's a smart business
It's not
decision.
over.
So for all the woe is me, Cleveland has one of the most improbable championships ever with the Cavs.
And I loved and appreciated it.
Hey,
It was an
listen.
But we
amazing
also
time.
were up 3-1
It don't matter.
in the same year, and it led to one of the most improbable collapses ever.
Right.
Go ahead, Mikey.
We got 5 more and then headlines. So we gotta move through these relative pace here. These next 5 are all quarterback based. Over under 203 passing yards for Jacoby Brissett. Once again, a pretty split panel. Brad, Polk, Tyvis, Bowl, Jay said yes. G and Jason said no.
Oh.
Gee, you should speak for the rare no.
Jay's not here.
I'll speak for Jason. His game is looking like 189. It's looking like 189, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty precise.
It's like Marks. Everything in Marks is at least 189. You're like, dang, this is 189 too? Yeah. But here, I'll tell you what.
Can I get some Ezekiel bread?
No, 189
Marks are
plus
quarterback.
tax. But I will tell you this. The reason he's going to have 189 is just for the simple fact that that's the winning for me, he's anywhere from 189 to 220, right?
Yeah.
It's earlier in the year. We'll hope for that 220 later. If you watch it and you watch the Buffalo Bills, that's the formula. You see what happens when you out there and you think you trying to drive around with the fast cars. See, Matt Stafford and the Rams, they said, we can do this with the Bills, with the Ferraris. That's not the game plan. If the Cleveland Browns or any other team, that's my takeaway. If you want to play in that big boy league with Herbert and Mahomes in them, you better have you a Maserati, you better have you the Wraith, you better have something that got some high-test gas in it. And the other teams, even the lower ones like the Raiders and the Broncos, y'all might need to be on that program too, handing this football off. The Browns are 189 to 202, 220, somewhere in that area, because you need to be pounding them dudes and keeping that other team off the field. They might as well go ahead and start that now.
I got two highlights behind me.
I got one big play.
Two
One big play. The passing game puts them over.
Right.
Mikey.
Next one, on the flip side, over under 220.5 passing yards for Baker Mayfield. Bull, you're the only one who took the under on this one, so explain.
Well, isn't it obvious?
I don't think he needs to explain.
No.
I have to explain that?
The
Have I not
question was
explained
Baker
enough?
Mayfield.
Do you not have
The
faith
guy
in
giving
him
the answer
and
was
his
Bull.
ability as
Baker
a quarterback?
Mayfield is an average quarterback playing behind a bad offensive line against a defense that wants to rip him in half and is very good. It seems pretty obvious that he wouldn't get 220.
I think he goes over because of Christian McCaffrey. I don't think it's going to be because
He goes 220 because he throw the ball. And if he gets
That's what we
220.
want. We want him at 250,
Yeah, no,
270.
we want
I want
him
him
at
at
320.
270. Yeah.
That means they lose.
That means, you know, three
He gets
picks.
220 because he's going to be throwing it
He's
that
going to
much.
be back.
think
No,
it's-
he's gonna throw it a lot and still be under. That's even better.
Even if it's he
Oh,
gets
that's even worse.
even if he has 3 interceptions, he'll still break that. Just hate-fueled yards alone will get him to 250.
Well, you know how a
Anakin
team
Skywalker. I
when
hate
goes
you.
down by more than 2 scores, or by more than 1 score even in this day,
He throwing.
Yeah.
all you do is throw. And
Yep.
that's why the Browns need to score first. They need to get on top of this team and make Baker Mayfield feel pressure. We all agree that when Baker feels the pressure, last year on opening day, he completed like 75% of his passes. There was no pressure. It's week 1.
Still had
But
both shoulders.
As the season, he wasn't hurt yet. As the season goes on and the games get bigger and the pressure ratchets up, you can just look at this by his 4th quarter number, he starts to fold. So the Browns have to get up by more than 1 score, and that's why, I do think they will, and that's why he's going to go over. That's not a big number at all.
And also, by the
really
way,
isn't.
Baker's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league consistently when he's under pressure, from
Yeah.
a blitz
And he's
or
gonna see
whatever.
pressure
And he's going to
from
see
jump.
pressure, and he's going to throw picks. So there
It
you
is
go.
the lowest combined total of passing yards
In week
for
1?
2 starting
Not a
quarterbacks
surprise.
in week 1.
Yeah, well, it should be. I mean,
And this next one is also the lowest over-under passing touchdown prop bet for any quarterback.
yeah,
starting
you
in the
can't get any
NFL.
lower.
Over-under half a passing touchdown. Bull, once again, you are the lone under.
I
Everyone
said
else went
yesterday they're going to score their touchdowns on the ground. They're not going to throw into the end zone. I see all their touchdowns being on the ground.
I think David Njoku gets a touchdown.
Yeah, I can see some really short slant pass that he runs in or something. That I could see something like that happening.
Or a Hunt throw.
I like how
Throw
none
to
of us
Hunt.
are even we're not even pretending it's going to be a 10-yard pass anywhere.
No, it's like 8.
I just don't want
He might stumble forward.
When you go through in the history of the NFL, if you look at the quarterback of the winning team and you look at their line,
Yeah.
it almost never says 0 touchdowns thrown.
I don't think there'll be a touchdown pass in the game, period.
And let's
Wow,
be, and
this is
let-
going to be a
Let's be
snooze
clear.
fest.
Jacoby, I want to. Jacoby Brissett is not garbage.
Exactly.
Like, I need to get that out there.
Let's
He
get that on
ain't-
a T-shirt, everybody.
He's not garbage. Like people be acting like he just.
Like a
Well,
ball.
gee, he's one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league.
I mean, but
he is.
But
I
give
but
you
he's a
that.
starting
Played-
quarterback,
played
and
on
he's
some
got
bad
a nice
teams.
body of work.
Played on some bad teams.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. And that was awful.
Well, New
No, they
England was pretty
weren't.
damn
Well, I
good.
agree.
He was on New England,
Miami-
Come on.
But he
Stop
never had a
playing
chance
with
to
He
me.
played
start
on Miami
New England.
last year. They had talent.
Their
not a-
defense was
He's
great.
not a very good quarterback.
All right, what's the next
He's
one?
not garbage.
Hashtag
He's not very
Jacoby
good.
Brissett is not garbage. Get it
Yeah.
trending.
We have 2 more, then we're going to get to headlines. First, over-under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Baker Mayfield. And once again, a pretty split panel. Polk and Jason said over. G. Brad, Tyvis, Bull, Jay said under.
I think that little buckaroo's got 2 in him.
You do?
I do. I think I told you, hate fuel. hate-fueled touchdowns. And again, in the same way that Myles Garrett's season is going to skyrocket, I think, after this game,
Man,
I think we'll see Baker Mayfield come back down to earth just based on history.
I'll give him 1-1. He'll throw an interception. He'll throw a touchdown. He'll throw a little bit more, but I think it's 1-1. You get one pick.
He's
Totally
averaged
fair.
1.5 touchdowns passes per game in his career.
Which
so
is a
that's right
perfect
on the number.
over-under at 1.5.
And I would not be at all surprised if it was under either. That's the thing about these ones. They're all pretty tight calls.
Yes.
You know, he really is in such a dumb spot that he's put himself in. Because if his line isn't great,
Yeah.
the unleashed thing is just going to become an absolute
Why would he agree to that?
nightmare for
Why
him.
would he agree
and
to
that's
that?
the question. Why would you do something that can be thrown back in your face in
know.
such an ugly way forever? If he isn't, let's just say worst case scenario for him is Darnold gets the ankle healed and he's on the bench at week 6. How silly does that unleashed
How
t-shirt
popular
look?
do those Unleashed T-shirts become with Browns fans
They're
if
selling,
we win this game?
Well, they're selling them for $5
Right.
just to get rid of them, but we'll buy all of them.
Oh yeah, if those win, those become a Browns collector's item. If the Browns beat Baker Mayfield,
Yeah.
this
Bring
week.
a couple
They do.
back.
I
'cause
will.
I'm sure there will be vendors around the
Oh,
stadium.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
In
have-
fact,
I'll
wear
bring
one
you
on
all.
Monday's show.
I'd love it.
Unleashed.
We have one more prop bet before we get to headlines. The same number for touchdowns as interceptions with Baker Mayfield. Over under 1.5 INTs. Brad, Bull, and Jay took the over. G, Polk, Tyvis, and Jason took the under.
Wow, that's quite a split there. Only 3 took the over.
Yeah. That's a go.
I'm surprised Jay
He's
took
going to be
the
airing
over.
it out.
Baker throws interceptions when he's pressured.
He's going to be airing
And
it out.
I think he's going to get pressured nonstop.
And Denzel and the other corners, Newsome, Greedy. I think
There's some ball hawks
I
back
think we're
there.
going to be waiting here, right? I told you, we don't even. It's no guessing game. We know what you got. We know how you coming at us, right? And if I'm not ready to play, then shame on me.
They
Yeah,
better
you're
be
right.
ready to play.
Just got to get a hand up on him too. How many tip balls do you think he's going to have?
Well, that's the thing. He always has tip balls, particularly when the
right.
target is over the middle.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a lot of swings to McCaffrey. I
yeah.
just do. And those, if the defensive back times it right and sits on the route, those are pick sixes.
Browns
So I think he may throw a pick 6 in there.
Browns should have signed Taco Fall just for this game. Wouldn't that have been smart?
This is where JOK
Taco
comes into play.
Yep.
Yeah, his
JOK,
quickness.
JOK should be sitting on McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He probably will be,
sitting-
I
right?
think he will be.
I'm sitting on you.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be spying on him the whole game, but I
Right.
think there's going to be a lot of formations
I'm
where
fully
he ends
aware
up
of where you are.
one-on-one with
Because
McCaffrey.
with his speed and his ability to zig and zag to get in, I'm waiting on you.
yeah.
The good thing for the Browns defensively is, even though DJ Moore's a really good receiver, Robbie Anderson's a decent receiver, they don't need they can defend them man to man, right? They don't need help. Denzel Ward and
That's the beauty of this defense.
yeah.
It frees up guys to
Right.
do other things.
Exactly. They don't need the safeties over the top.
Traditionally, they play cover 3 and cover 4. They're in cover 4 40% of the time.
Well,
they play a little man-to-man coverage.
Right.
I'm interested to see how much they'll do that now.
I wonder if they'll do more now.
You also know this.
You've got
right?
2 good receivers
What do you,
and
what do you
one
know,
really good receiver.
What do you know about Mayfield? When he gets in trouble, who's he looking for? It's Higgins.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's always Higgins.
He likes his tight ends, too.
When we were in Cleveland, things got thick. He could find Higgins. I watched him during the preseason. He looking for Higgins in the preseason. He looking
Yeah,
for,
there's no question
So
they have chemistry together.
I would just tell you, if I'm a Browns DB, let me be aware of Higgins, right?
Sure.
Because when he gets stuck, he's gonna find his guy. He's gonna look for his guy.
Yep.
They
Can
definitely
anybody
have
even name
something going.
the Panthers starting tight end?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I just
is it?
Tommy Tremble.
But he's new, right?
Is his
He
name
wasn't
really
there
Tommy
last
Tremble?
year.
No, he was a rookie last year.
But he didn't play much.
They traded for Dan Arnold last year from Jacksonville. They traded their second.
They don't have
pick,
a good
CJ.
tight
His
end.
name is
Yeah.
Tommy Tremble.
Yeah, it sounds made up.
Sounds like he's from Guys and Dolls or something.
All right, guys.
All right,
it's
we're gonna do headlines, right?
Yeah, time to unleash a new segment here on UCSS. Instead of just doing your generic predictions, we figured let's add a little context to it. So we created the UCSS Times, and each of you wrote us a headline for Monday. So we'll start with Jay. We'll go around the horn. Jay, we're going to take your headline full. You could explain it. You could read it.
I will.
Tell us why you think it.
Before we go there, because I've got a bunch of people hitting me up asking me why is he wearing a Cade York jersey? Explain this.
Oh, it's not a Cade York jersey. It's actually a Derek Anderson jersey.
Tell him how you got
Now
it.
it's a Cade York jersey. Though.
Tell him how you got it. It's a great
Because
story.
it was like 9-10 years ago, I was going to the Muni lot for the first time, and I'm like, I got to get a Browns jersey. right? And when you're my size, it's slim pickings in what you can get because they don't make jerseys because there's no people that are heavy at all. Let's make them all for the skinny, obnoxious people, right?
Big Dog had to make his own.
Oh, there's total sizeism in America. The diet industry is a disgrace, all of that. But anyway, so I went to, I don't even know what store I went to. It might have been Target. It might have been whatever the hell it was. And I looked at the discount rack, and there was like a $10 Derek Anderson jersey.
So he bought it.
And it fit me. And I mean, it's a little tight, but I snatched it up. There you go.
That's
changes to Cade York.
Is that Brandon Whedon too?
It could be
Brandon
but it's got
Whedon.
Anderson's name on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Brandon Whedon was going to be good. I really did.
Yeah, you still call that one of your biggest misses ever.
Oh, yeah. That's up there.
I'll co-sign that.
Oof.
Hey, so we're going to go around the horn with these
Yeah.
headlines because then we'll bring Tyvis in. So, Jay, you get a minute.
right.
G, you get a minute. Brad, Paul,
Perfect.
Paul, a minute each.
So these are pre-written headlines. Yes. This is what the headline will read Monday morning in the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show Times. Running start, obviously a play on getting into the season and also a play on how I think they're going to win this football game. They're going to run the hell out of it.
I like that.
And then the subhead is Browns use ground game for Week 1 win.
Nice.
We ran out of font.
I know it's just a weird picture, but can you bring that back for a second? Doesn't Kareem Hunt look like out of shape in that picture?
Oh, right, not that one.
No. No, boy.
It'll be back in one
All right,
second.
hold on.
But also remember, we're on
I think we know what your
I know
headline's
we're on
gonna be,
shot clock. I
G.
just feel like it's necessary.
Let's go.
Like, what
It's
happened
all
with that
love.
picture? Kareem Hunt looks like he's 50 pounds overweight.
I think it's just a compressed picture.
No,
I think it's weird.
He's
but
It's
yeah.
a compressed
I
picture.
think
to
he
fit
looks
in
really
in the
jacked.
article.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
That's all it is.
It's a compressed picture. It is.
Yeah, because Chubb looks chubby too.
We know
His
that he's
arms
not
look
though.
huge.
And he never looks.
Your graphic design is freaking out the hosts.
All right,
I love the newspaper look. It's really awesome.
It's
Go ahead.
G-Sir.
Anthony screwed up again.
G-Cern.
No, you
You're
screw
up.
up. It's awesome.
90 seconds.
Go ahead.
Jesus coming up right now.
Yeah. Reality check. Baker is what we thought he was. And to be truthful, I think this happens. I think Baker comes out in the first few drives. I think the first few plays are going to be scripted. He's going to have some success. I think he spreads it around to Christian McCaffrey. DJ Moore might even get a touchdown. But slowly but surely, as the game goes down, as the adjustments are made, now they're not sliding as much. I think Jadeveon Clowney may get a sack. I think they might try to mix up the looks in the back end. And what really ultimately undoes the Carolina Panthers is the fact that there's going to be a late turnover, whether that's a strip sack or whether that's an interception that will really limit their ability to stay in the game. And I think the Browns will win off the back of that and run the football to salt the game away. So he was what we thought he was, and Carolina Panthers will get a good reality check because now they see what we see.
Brad, what you got?
Well,
Let's take it.
here we go. The Browns were surgically dismantled. Surgically.
And they fit that all in, too.
Miles and the defense were ready, right? Because like Nolan Richardson used to say when he was the coach of the Arkansas Razorback, 40 minutes of hell. Guess what you're going to walk into Sunday? 60 minutes of hell.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Good. All right, here's mine. Let's take a look at it. It's Crying Ginger Browns fan meme dominates internet. Visiting Cleveland fan was reacting to outcome of game. Now, the reason I went with this
You're going
is
to
that
become the Michigan guy. Remember the Michigan fan?
it covers both bases. If we win, I'm probably going to be overcome by emotion.
And you'll be crying.
We are 121 and 1.
I thought it was 119
openers.
and 1.
I think it's 121 and 1. I'm not sure, but I think it's right around there.
awful,
121 and 1.
Whatever it
It is 121 and 1.
it's abysmal. Whatever it is. So I'll be crying with joy
That
if we
is
win,
disgusting.
and then obviously I'll be if I have to watch in person. Baker Mayfield beat my football team. I'll be crying in misery if we lose. So either way, that'll be
Are
appropriate.
you working?
At the thing? No, I'm doing it just out of some sick love of the game.
So you're going?
Yeah.
You're gonna have on Browns gear?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
Browns gear.
excellent.
There aren't like real Panther fans.
Panthers
I'm
fans
scared
are
of.
super nice,
Excellent.
Polk. You'll be.
Yeah.
I'm
don't
sure
want
they're.
Southern
There's no right
hospitality.
I
now.
just didn't want you in the
He's
stands
actually wearing his
hiding.
Baker
No,
jersey,
no,
which
no,
was surprised
Come on
me.
now.
He's
No.
wearing his Baker jersey, which
No.
was kind
Just
of.
don't mention who you voted
wow.
for.
No, yeah.
All right, here we go.
That's another story.
Look at that picture. Look at that picture.
Baker chokes again. Baker goes full Baker late. Interception seals Browns win.
I didn't see you going that way.
Yeah.
Who could have guessed?
I didn't see that.
No, bring that back. Look at the stash.
No, that literally was the worst post-game look for
Oh
any
my
quarterback
God.
in the history of the league.
Yeah,
It might have been over. And I remember that game. That's the game it was in Denver. He lost to a quarterback coming off the street who
Brandon
had never
Allen,
played.
right?
And Odell Beckham Jr. was going crazy.
Great job with the picture, Anthony. It's a perfect pic. I didn't even ask for that picture, and you nailed it. I love that you put the Panthers logo behind him, even though that was from the Browns days. He looks ridiculous in that.
And he was 235.
Anthony, you made up for that picture where you compressed Nick Chubb and made them think that he got fat.
Yes.
And
We all
We
know
had Thick Chubb and we had
Thick Chubb.
Thick
whatever
Chubb.
Cole just said.
Chubby
We all
Chubb.
know numbers. Baker, most turnovers and second most interceptions since coming into the league. Terrible fourth quarter numbers. He's going to gag when it matters the most.
Man, we're reliving these Monday, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna see
Yeah,
how
we
all
have
did,
to.
yep.
Oh,
You know, one
We're
of them
gonna
is
award a
really
winner.
gonna fit.
Yeah.
Just
Mine
us
will
five
either
did,
way.
right? None of the other guys
No,
did.
just the 5 on did
Okay.
this for today. But speaking of one of the 6